capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the MongoCast.
Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the MongoCast. My name is Mongo, and I am your host here and also the co-host of the Lyons Den radio show on KUNV Las Vegas 91.5 FM, which also streams live around the world at 915thesource.org or kunv.org, and then either way it would be /listen.php. So check that out, the Lyons Den, now in its 16th year, bringing quality music to the masses. And we just finished our 800th episode recently. Actually, we've done so far 801 episodes, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about both of those. In episode 800, we were joined in the studio in celebration of that number by our own DJ Shu. That's Matthew Tuttle, now the resident DJ at Hakkasan, along with Tiesto. And he is a phenomenal influence on both George Lyons and I. He was in large measure responsible for getting the Lyons Den radio show onto the airwaves on KUNV back in 1998. And he's also been a good friend and mentor to me. And so it's always a pleasure to have DJ Shu join us in the studio, and he will be coming back to do a Halloween mix at the end of the month. So be sure to check for that. Certainly tune in if you can, either online or on the air. That'll be coming up the end of October. Also coming up in the end of October, well, before I get to that, I wanted to mention that we were also joined in the studio once again by our own entertainment documentarian, Erik, the phenomenal concert photographer, celebrity photographer, food photographer, architecture photographer. No matter what he does, he is one of the best in his field. And he is just a phenomenal talent, and it is always a pleasure to have him in the studio. He joins us once again to deliver the Erik Kabik report, that in episode 800, he tells us what's going on in the hotels, the casinos, the glamour lounges. What do you call those? Whatever. The places to be in Las Vegas. That's basically where he is. He's the man who is everywhere. He's like a Visa card. So he's everywhere you want to be. That's Erik Kabik, and he's in episode 800 telling us everything that's been going on in Las Vegas and what's to come. And one of the big things that's to come in Las Vegas is, as I alluded to before, the Life is Beautiful Festival, which is a celebration of food, music, learning, all kinds of stuff. And we're joined in the studio in episode 800 by Craig Nyman, who is the force behind the doyouhearthemusic.com blog, but also now the music and performance director of the Life is Beautiful Festival. And he has brought into the studio recordings of some of the bands that are his favorites, perhaps not the biggest bands that have been booked for the festival, but the ones that he is personally most proud of. And these tend to be the smaller bands. Not all of them are smaller. Kings of Leon is one. But a lot of them are less well-known bands to the general population, and he wants to we came into the studio to give us a taste of each one of these bands. So in the audio version of the podcast of the Lyons Den radio show, we play a song from each one of these bands, and we talk about it. What I've got for you here is just the audio portion of him talking about it. I figured I'd save the listening to the music for the audio-only podcast, because you don't want to sit around and watch us listening to music. It's doesn't make for good video. So that'll be in the audio-only podcast, the music itself. But if you a good teaser and explanation of what you'll be hearing is coming up next, right here in the video podcast. So stick around for that. And then episode 801 featured a live performance that actually I recorded. It's a band called Uberschall. And Uberschall is comprised of three of the drummers from the Blue Man Group that currently performs at the Monte Carlo here in Las Vegas. And Dana, what are you doing? Three drummers from the Blue Man Group. Elvis Lederer, who plays guitar, the lead guitar player for the group, is the music director for Chris Angel's Believe. And Wicket Pickett, phenomenal bass player, also plays in a major production on the Strip. And they were joined also in this performance by Richard Belgard, who is the guitar player for the Blue Man Group. Good friend and a great talent, and it was a pleasure to see them. I recorded this the evening after the 800th episode, and then we broadcast set 2 of that performance in episode 801. And so we've got that in the audio-only version of the podcast, but tonight I can also share with you a brief portion of the first set of that evening by Uberschall. I'll play that coming out of this episode of the podcast, just to give you a taste. So that'll be in episode 801 of the Lyons Den Radio Show podcast. So check them out, both episodes 800 and 801. Great content in them both, and I just wanted to bring that to your attention tonight. So let me now take it away. We're going to go to Craig Nyman. This is from episode 801. And here he is talking about the Life is Beautiful Festival and the bands that are booked for that. Here we go.
Craig, what is your official title with Life is Beautiful?
Head of Music and Live Performances.
Now that is a heck of a title. Mongo, don't you want a title like that? Head of Music and Live Performances?
It works for me too.
And you're still doing doyouhearthemusic.com, correct?
I'm still keeping up with the blog as much as I can, but
well, I know that Life is Beautiful
is kind of
it's just taking over.
A bigger monster, but I try to post as much as possible still onto the site, and it's still alive and kicking.
Well, a lot of you people who live here in Las Vegas have been seeing the advertisements about Life is Beautiful, and I just saw this week you finally announced the actual lineups for both Saturday and Sunday. And my question to you, if you can tell me, is what time does this event start and what time does it run to each day, Saturday and Sunday? And the dates on this is October 26th and 27th. Is that correct?
That is correct, October 26th and 27th.
That's Saturday and Sunday here.
Gates will open at noon, and we'll be putting out a full schedule on complete timing very, very soon. So stay tuned. But we did put out the single-day tickets went on sale on Friday, as well as the single-day lineup. So now you can kind of try to start to figure out your days and who you want to see. And
do you have any idea what time the festival will run till?
I do. It's going to be an all-day, all-evening affair. We'll put out the actual set times really soon. So
there you go. See, I have to be very careful how I ask these questions, Mongo.
I know you're trying to get some extra info out of me. I'll give you as much as I can.
But George's day starts at 3 in the afternoon. See, so
George will be.
Listen,
George will
Mongo,
be just.
I will adjust.
I
I will adjust, Mongo. Don't you worry about me. I'm an old veteran here.
Okay.
I know how to do this. It's not my first barbecue.
But we are also going to get things started the night before. On the 25th, we have the kickoff party, which is called Grills and Guitars, where we have music by Dawes, special performance by Todd Rundgren, and 16 celebrity chefs, as well as a bunch of mixologists, and it's going to be a really, really fun way to kind of kick things off.
And where will that be happening?
That's going to be happening down by the festival site. We will be putting out all the details on that very soon, but if you go to the website, lifeisbeautifulfestival.com, you can read up, buy your tickets, and get all that information.
And for those who might not know, where is the festival site exactly?
Yes, tell everybody about what's going to happen, and then we're going to get into a little bit of music of some of these bands that you've booked.
Well, so if you don't know, the festival is taking place in downtown Las Vegas. We are closing off over 15 city blocks. So, yeah, it's a massive, massive space. And, you know, we have four. It's 4 festivals in one. So what you have to understand is that it's not just a music festival. It's a music festival. It's a food festival. It's an art festival, and it's a learning festival. So there's 4 festivals in one. Something like this has not been done before. So.
Well, it's kind of similar to how the San Diego street scene evolved itself through the years, and they would end up sealing off a lot of the area down there, and it slowly but surely grew. And I think this is an incredible event, an opportunity for Las Vegas to have.
Yeah, you know, we're excited that the community's really embraced everything that we're doing and really been supportive from day one. And without the community, this can't happen. So everybody in Las Vegas that has been, tremendous in their help and efforts of getting the word out. It is coming. We are just over 3 weeks away, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited right now.
I can only imagine.
But I mean, look, you're getting people who might be coming to see a band like Kings of Leon, and then they discover chefs like Scott Conant or Uberschall or Michael Mina, and that they at another festival may not have had that chance, or they're walking and they see that I can go and listen to the Buried Life speak, or some UFC fighters who we have speaking and telling their stories of success and passion, or even hearing from Tony Hsieh.
It's going to be an incredible, incredible event. Let's get into some of the music that you've brought down, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more. We've got 3 tunes to start out the evening with. Why don't you talk a little bit about these bands, and then we're going to jump straight into some music.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first one we're going to hear from is a band called Haim. It's 3 sisters from California. They are definitely buzzing very hard right now. Their album actually comes out on Tuesday of this coming week. They've played the festival circuit this year. Last year they were on the Gentlemen on the Road tour with Mumford & Sons, and I just love their sound. They are a throwback to everything that's great with rock and roll. So you'll probably hear a little bit of Fleetwood Mac in them, and just enjoy. The song's called The Wire, and I hope you like it. The second song is actually going to be from Dawes, another throwback to just real good rock and roll. These guys are from California as well, and they earlier this year opened on tour for I think one of your guys' favorite artists, Bob Dylan.
Well, yeah.
So if that gives you
all right.
Can't go too wrong.
so if that gives you any indication of
You mean the chairman of the board?
the chairman of the board.
Yeah.
It's Dawes. Dawes.
The third band we're going to hear from is actually also from California, coincidentally enough, Cayucas, and they are really one of the rising bands. They put out an album earlier this year, and Paste Magazine named it one of the top albums of the first half of 2013. So it's a song. Their name is Cayucas, and the song's called Cayucas. So no confusion there, but I think you'll like their sound, a little bit funky, indie, and we're going to have some fun.
There you go. We're going to jump straight into some music, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd like to give us a call down here at the radio station, the number into the control booth is 702-895-5868. That's 895-KUNV. We're streaming 24/7, 365 at 915thesource.org. Tell your friends. Text everybody right now. Facebook them. Tell them, share, tell them to tune in. This is some hip stuff that we're going to be doing right now. So, with that all being said, I am George Lyons.
And I am Mongo.
I'm Craig Nyman.
I'm Shu. And I'm Erik Kabik.
And you, ladies and gentlemen, are in the Lions Den 800th version. And life is beautiful. Turn it up. Hey, Mongo.
Yeah.
Did you know that we were hired DJs for a party tonight?
You knew he wasn't going to let that go.
Did you know that?
Well, when do I get paid?
Well,
man?
that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering where my check is. I mean, I was told that I ruined somebody's party. And like I said, I didn't get the memo that I was the hired DJ for the evening. So, okay. With that being said, let's continue the party.
And what George means is he's flattered that you're listening to his show for your party, but every once in a while you have to tolerate a little bit of talking.
What it comes down to is that we've got somebody really important in the studio right now that's hipping us up.
So we're going to talk some more.
So we're going to talk some more. That's exactly correct. So we're going to talk some more.
Talk
Music show. You can always turn your
That's
dial.
right. You can always put on an album or something. I mean, what the heck? I mean,
Is it time for me to come back to the party?
yes, you're welcome to the party.
Okay. Just check.
We have Craig Nyman in
stuff.
studio from the Life is Beautiful Festival, the man who has booked all of this music. And those 3 tracks that we just heard were great, man.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked them.
Once again, re-hip everybody up to what they just heard.
The first song was Haim, and the song is called The Wire. The second one was Dawes, When My Time Comes. And the third was Cayucas with Cayucos. And I do have to point out, though, that this entire lineup that we put together, which, I'm biased, but I think is fantastic, could not have been...
You're a little biased?
A little
considering
biased,
you
but
booked everybody?
It couldn't have been done without one of our partners in the festival, Another Planet Entertainment. They are based out of San Francisco and Berkeley. They're responsible for Outside Lands and Treasure Island Music Festivals up in San Francisco. They book a ton of venues up there as well.
Well, you're flying in good company, my friend.
Oh, so with working with them has been a true pleasure, and that's really the reason why we got this fantastic lineup that's coming here in a few weeks.
What was the second and third tracks that we heard there?
The second track was Dawes. The song's called When My Time Comes.
And that was the band that you said that opened for Bob Dylan.
They opened for Bob Dylan on his spring tour.
Great stuff.
And they're also going to be headlining the music end of our Girls and Guitars kickoff party on October 25th.
Very cool.
And the third band was called Cayucas. The song was Cayucos. There's just one syllable, or one letter that's changed in that. But I think you're really going to dig them. Really what I tried to do with the playlist we're going to listen to tonight is step outside of the bigger acts that you would know and try to introduce you a little bit to some of the smaller or lesser known bands that you should definitely spend some time checking out if you're coming to the festival.
What are the next 3 tracks that we're going to hear?
The next 3 tracks we're going to listen to, the first is going to be from one of my favorite, I want to even call him just an entertainer, more than a musician, Alan Stone. Get a little soul out of him, so get ready to dance a little bit. The second song is going to be from a gentleman named Andrew McMahon, and the reason why you may know him is because his 2 previous bands, Jack's Mannequin and Something Corporate. He's doing his own solo thing under his own name now, and he's got a new EP out. He's working on an album, and like I said, if you're a fan of those 2 bands, you're definitely going to dig this. He's been playing all those songs from his previous bands on tour, so should be a fun one. And the third song we're going to listen to is from a band called Family of the Year. The song is called St. Croix, and might make you think you're on vacation on an island right now, but these guys are amazing. They're from LA as well, and they're going to be a lot of fun when they play Life is Beautiful.
About how many bands are we going to see over those 2 days, approximately?
Approximately,
Got a rough number?
We're looking close to 70 bands.
Ooh, wow,
but,
man.
70 bands over 2 days.
70 bands over 2 days. We got a lot of really great talent.
If you can get all the stages.
If you can, but if you're like me, you kind of run around and try to catch as much as you can.
How many stages are there?
We have 5 stages. One of those stages is a homegrown stage, so we do have a tremendous amount of talent in this city, and I'm extremely pleased that we're able to have a stage for them to be able to showcase their talents. There's something we did earlier this year called the Downtown Las Vegas Music Showcase, where we would take 4 to 6 bands at each stop to a different venue, different genre of music, and through that we were able to select a ton of bands from Las Vegas to represent our city and perform.
I went to a couple
stuff.
of those, and you had some really, really fine artists, and like you said, all local talent, and we have just amazing local talent here in Las Vegas. DJ Shu?
Can I just say a thank you to Craig and the whole Life is Beautiful for doing this downtown and for everything that's going on downtown. It's really amazing that this new energy is happening down there. And today, this weekend, I want to give note to this big civic community effort to paint the Hunterage, which was awesome. I mean, I wasn't able to go, but I've been seeing pictures on Facebook, and it's just great to see people caring about that building in particular, and
just caring about our community in general.
But having that come back online for another concert venue is going to be really great for downtown and for the city.
A lot of us saw some great shows at the Hunterage back in the day.
And I also want to give a shout out to John Doe and the Get Back. They're having their 11th year anniversary this coming First Friday.
Congratulations.
And besides First Friday, they both happened at the same time, really set the stage for a funky soul party that you could guarantee have a good time at, and they're coming in their 11th year.
The Get Back happens at the Beauty Bar every first Friday, late night, starting up around 11 o'clock.
Love that party.
Unbelievable.
Always fun.
Yeah, the getbackvegas.com. So just big shout out to John Doe, Danny Boy, and the rest of the residents that make that party happen and keep downtown fun.
Right on, Shu. Well,
thanks for having me, man.
I know that you got to get down to Hakkasan, and we will talk with you soon. Thanks for being a part of the 800th show.
Congratulations on 8, man.
Thank you, Shu.
And we'll see you for Halloween spooktacular mix that we got coming at the end of the month.
Looking forward to that.
On the Lions Den exclusive.
Looking forward to that.
All right.
All right, Shu. Let's jump straight into some more music. I am George Lyons.
I am Mungo.
I am Craig Nyman.
And I'm Erik Kabik.
I'm DJ Shoo.
And ladies and gentlemen, you are in the Lion's Den. Let's get this party started, I think. God, I hate ruining parties. You're in the den, turn it up. Craig Nyman. And what is your official title again?
Head of Music and Live Performances.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I'm not on.
No.
Am I there? Am I on?
Now you're on. Now you're on.
official title is Head of Music and Live Performances.
And what were those three bands? Tell us about those three tracks.
The first track we heard was called Say So from Alan Stone, who, if you're not currently listening to him, I highly suggest you get on top of that. And,
I liked it.
Man,
I've liked everything.
He's just got a lot of soul in him. He's not even just a performer. He's an entertainer. I mean, he will grab you and like hold on to you until the end of the set. So the song's called Say So. The second song we listened to is called After the Fire by Andrew McMahon, who is was the man behind Jack's Mannequin and Something Corporate. Like I mentioned, he's off on his own solo thing now, and he's got some great new tunes and a little bit more pop side of things, but really, really great entertainer as well, and a lot of fun in concert, so I can't wait for his show.
I had mentioned to you that a lot of this music sounds to me like the indie pop music that I grew up on in Southern California, and it's really, really good stuff. I mean, you can tell that there's incredible production value behind these artists.
Mm-hmm, absolutely, and from a lot, our lineup really goes all over the place, but we do have a heavy indie influence on there. So, I'm glad you picked that up because that's what you're going to get at a lot of these artists that we have. And so that was Andrew McMahon, and the third song we listened to is called Family of the Year, and the song is called St. Croix, and they're a relatively new band as well, really young, but definitely big on the indie scene. Over in LA, they're very well known, so I think LA people who are coming out to the festival will be pleasantly surprised and get to see them jam out here in Vegas.
Well, what is coming up in this next set of music? Let's talk about that.
So the next set of music, I'm really excited about these three because they're all three really, really big buzzing acts right now. The first band we're going to hear is from Australia, and they're called Alpine. They're currently on tour with Empire of the Sun, who will also be performing at Life is Beautiful. Two female lead singers that I hope you fall in love with their voices. They're just incredible. The second artist we're going to hear is Charli XCX. And the reason why you might know her or want to know about her is if you know the Icona Pop song, I Love It, this is the girl that actually wrote that song. So she will be performing at Life is Beautiful, and she's got her own album out as well and doing really big things in music, and she's from across the pond. And then the third artist we're going to hear from is Robert DeLong. This guy is a one-man show, and he will blow your mind if you get a chance to see him at our festival. He is an incredible talent, uses technology to his advantage, and creates some absolutely awesome music.
All of these artists that we're hearing in this set are artists that are going to be performing at the Life is Beautiful Festival, which will be happening here in Las Vegas downtown. As Craig had said, they're closing off 15 blocks of downtown, 5 different stages, on Saturday and Sunday, October 26th and 27th. And I can definitely say that the buzz is going around town. This is a very exciting event, and we're so pleased to have you down to preview some of the music that we will be hearing at that festival. You had mentioned that you are also on the Hundredge Committee.
Yes, Joey Vanis and Michael Cornthwaite. I'm proud to be on the music advisory board for that. I went out there yesterday, or was yesterday Saturday? Yeah, I'm losing track of days. We're close to the festival. I went out there yesterday for a little bit. There was a paint party. We painted the Hundredge white, and it was great to see the community embracing this and really getting behind it. And I tell you, yeah, I stepped out of my car, I started walking, and you could see nothing but smiles. The people in the Las Vegas community are so excited about this, as am I, and I think it's really going to be an amazing rebirth for us.
In the studio with Craig Nyman from the Life is Beautiful Festival and Erik Kabik, and Mongo's here, and so am I, and we're celebrating 800 weeks on the radio tonight and doing it in a fine, fine fashion with some incredible new music. Once again, Craig, thank you so much for bringing all this stuff down for us to hear.
Absolutely. Just happy to be back, and especially that it's the 800th show. All we need is some confetti, and it'd be a party.
Man, it is a party. Come on.
Oh, just some confetti, you know. I love confetti. Everybody
that
works with me knows this. I love confetti.
But we'll work on that.
But our GM would be very upset with us having confetti in the control booth.
Probably not the GM as much as the cleaning people.
What did we just hear in that set of music, buddy?
The first song we heard was from a band called Alpine, and the song is Gasoline.
Great track.
And like I said, they're on tour with Empire of the Sun, so if you get a chance to catch that tour, you will see both of them. The second song was called Nuclear Seasons from Charli XCX.
Another great track.
Yes, definitely.
All of these tracks that you brought down are just fantastic.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoy them. And the third is from a gentleman, Robert Delong. The song is called Happy. So hopefully it did make you happy.
Now, you were commenting that Robert Delong is a complete one-man band.
Complete one-man show. He is something incredible.
To hear all that music coming at you, and it's just one dude?
It's just one dude.
That's
He uses
awesome.
everything from video game controllers and computers, drums, keyboards, the whole works. So definitely check him out. Look at some videos of his live performances, and then you'll really want to see him at Life is Beautiful.
What are we hearing coming up in this next set of music?
The next set of music, the first song we're going to hear is a band called 21 Pilots. They are really, really young kids, amazingly talented musicians, and they have an incredible story that if I had the time, I would go through it, but I will let you search that online. The song's called Guns for Hands. They were actually just out here at iHeartRadio playing out at the Village. They got a 20-minute set. We got a little bit of a longer set playing for us, so hopefully if you're coming to the festival, you will want to make time for these guys. I promise that. The second song we're going to hear is from a band called Wildcat. It's called Mr. Quiche. Wildcat's part of Red Bull Sound Select, which is a program to break music, and I'm really excited that last week we just announced part of our programming for the festival with Red Bull is we're bringing in the Red Bull tour bus stage, which is going to set up, and we're going to feature Joey Badass and Smith Westerns on that stage, as well as we announced 5 current Red Bull Sound Select artists, which is Wildcat, the Kingston Springs, Children of the Night, Tink, and Chancellor Warhol. And we also made the announcement that we added 5 Las Vegas bands to Red Bull Sound Select, so I'm super pumped that we had the opportunity to do that. If you don't know what the program is, it is a platform that in 10 different cities will break new bands and put them on this and get Red Bull to support them and give them national exposure.
Right on.
And, you know, for me and our homegrown philosophy, being able to add 5 Las Vegas bands, or Nevada bands, American Cream, Moondog Matinee, The Dirty Hooks, R&R, and Echo, it's just a tremendous honor that we've had to help curate that, and that we're going to be putting them on the Red Bull stage with already those 5 Sound Select artists and Joey Badass and Smith Western. So, really cool stuff.
If you're just tuning in, all of these bands that we're playing right now are going to be at the upcoming Life is Beautiful Festival, which is happening here in Las Vegas on the 26th and 27th of October. And they're closing down 15 blocks of downtown, and it is going to be quite the event. Music, food, art, and learning.
We got an incredible amount of speakers that are coming in, over 25 speakers for the 2 days. Artist-wise, we have everything from Cirque du Soleil and Rock of Ages, Jabberwockies, Million Dollar Quartet, Human Nature, Absinthe, to street artists like Zio Ziegler, an incredible amount of local artists that we're going to have as well. And on the food side, I mean, it's like
the food
Food
side's incredible.
Unbelievable
I mean,
who you've got out there.
You know.
you're gonna have to. I mean, with the amount of chefs that we have, you're gonna have to like wheel me over to the
Yeah.
stage.
Well,
You don't want to eat for 2 days before, basically, I
Yeah.
think.
Pretty much, you either don't want to eat before, or you want to go fill up when you get in, go dance like crazy, come back for more, and then do it all over again.
There you go.
And the lineup of chefs. I mean, if you're into the chef universe at all, I mean, these are superstars.
Kind of like the who's who of
You know,
who's who, almost.
and they're all going to be there.
Absolutely.
You're going to get to see these people and taste their. It's going to be awesome. As a foodie, I'm as into food as I am to music, so I'm really excited to eat.
As am I.
Yeah.
All right, if you'd like to give us a call down here at the radio station, the number into the control booth is 702-895-5868. That's 895-KUNV. We are streaming 24/7, 365 at 915thesource.org. Anything else anybody needs to say?
Well, I forgot the third track. So, all the tracks you've listened to so far, in the first 2 that we're going to listen to, 21 Pilots and Wildcat, are all bands that you may not be familiar with, that I'm hoping you're going to be familiar with by the time the festival gets here next month. The last track we're going to listen to is brand new from the brand new Mechanical Bull Kings of Leon album. I'm super pumped about their album, about having them perform, and this song, Family Tree, is one of my favorites off the album, so I hope you enjoy it, and that'll be the third track we're listening to.
All right. I am George Lyons.
I am Mongo.
I'm Craig Nyman.
I'm Erik Kabik.
And you, ladies and gentlemen, are in the Lion's Den. Life is beautiful style, and life is beautiful. Turn it up.
And that is Craig Nyman, ladies and gentlemen, of the Life is Beautiful Festival. He is the director of music and live performances. And he appears in episode 800. I think I misspoke earlier in the podcast. Not episode 801. He's in episode 800 of the Lions Den radio show, which you can get at mongoland.com, mixcloud.com/the Lions Den KUNV, and on iTunes at the Lions Den radio show podcast. So definitely check out episode 800 to hear all the music that we talked about here in this podcast. And so if you're going to be in town at the end of the month, Uberschall is a band that performs the last Sunday of every month. They take the stage actually on Monday morning around 1 o'clock. And it is some of the finest musicians in the world who do this out of as a labor of love, because they play the same music during their evening jobs, and so after hours they come together as Uberschall on the last Sunday of every month and do 2 sets of pure improvisation that will just absolutely blow your mind. This, what I have for you now, is just a teaser. The beginning portion, I ran out of space on my iPhone, so I didn't get to film the entirety of the first set, but this is a portion of it, and I do have the audio that goes along with it. What you'll get in episode 801 is the entirety of the audio of set 2 of Uberschall at the Double Down, September 29th. So check that out in episode 801. That is part 2 of episode 801. And so right now, I'm going to cut away to Uberschall. So don't forget, listen next week to the Lions Den, and the week after that, episodes 802 and 803. They are the pledge drive for KUNV. Don't let that deter you, because we have great music, and we set aside some of the best music, and premiums. We've got rare, one-of-a-kind premiums that is our way of saying thank you for your generous donations to KUNV. None of it goes to us, George or me. It all goes to the radio station to help bring you quality programming. So definitely stay tuned to KUNV for the entirety of the pledge drive. It's not always something, we do a lot of talking, but it's an important part of what we do and how we keep doing it. So please call in with your donation. You can do it online at kunv.org, or you can call us up on the radio show and pick out premiums that are only available during the broadcast, the live broadcast of the radio show. So you definitely want to tune in, whether you do it online at kunv.org, or if you're in town, tune in to 91.5 FM. The only way to get those premiums is to call in while we're on the air, and we can talk you through that and make sure you get some of these rarities that you can only get during our pledge drive. All right? Here is Uberschall, recorded live at the Double Down Saloon, September 29th. This is a portion of set 1. Good night.
Right.